Hello, I'm Patrick, and I will be playing Huggins, the Tengu swashbuckler. I haven't exactly worked out much of his backstory. I just know that that is not his actual name, and it was recorded improperly in his official documents. And he's eternally angry and squawky about it. Oh, and I heard y'all were spellcasters, so I took a bunch of traits to keep people angry at me specifically when we get into a fight. I don't know if spellcasters are all glass cannons, but that was my worry.
I
Uh,
don't feel like a glass cannon. I feel pretty beefy. I
yeah,
feel pretty
Nice.
strong for some kind of caster.
yeah.
Muscle wizard.
Yeah. Um,
Kineticist is interesting.
yeah. Well, I guess I can introduce myself. I am Jojo. I am playing a Vanara kineticist. So lots of elemental bending. I think I'm mostly leaning towards fire, but I also I think have wood and air elements at my disposal. My character is a former would have been thief after trying to steal a staff from Thundar Earthshaker from a nearby village, but was unsuccessful in doing so and is trying to remedy their ways and trying to perhaps protect things instead of taking things, and enjoys running interference from people from rival villages who want to steal stuff. My Vanara's name is Sanjo, and they have taken it upon themselves to, it takes a thief to catch a thief. It's kind of that angle where now instead of thieving, I am Batman. The thieves worry about me, and that's basically it. I'm a pretty strong monkey. I'll element bend your face off. And I've got a stick. I've got a Rafiki stick. I'm pretty thrilled about. And yeah, that's me and my character.
Hi, I'm Steph, and I will be playing Kit Kat, the catfolk sorcerer. I am kind of in the same vein of former thief using skills for good. Grew up causing general mischief around town. Friend of the barkeep, enemy of the local guard, but one member of the special forces has taken an interest in me and my skills and has kind of fast tracked me on my way to becoming one of the good guys and using my skills for good.
Awesome. I feel like I should just introduce a random character. Hi, I'm
You can
no,
introduce yourself.
no. Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm going to be all the other fantastical people in this game. And yeah, super excited. Lots of goofy stuff from the one of the first characters I've ever made. Is going to be in this thing, so be excited for that. Yeah. Overall, it's going to be lots of fun. I don't. What else is there that I can say about me? Yeah. Got lots of NPC stuff going on. How do your characters know each other?
He's
That's a good
just
one.
coming up with this on the spot.
Yeah, well,
Hmm.
I think it'd be
What?
fun to just chat it out and think of it like not necessarily like I need the answer, but like we can talk it out, figure it out.
Well,
Okay.
Or we
from
can
your
decide we don't know each other at all, and we start session one with the "Oh no, no one knows anyone."
Are we employed?
yeah,
You would be working for the museum, yes.
that's what I was thinking. We could just be like put on a team together.
Like
Nice.
our first job.
I'm kind of leaning in that direction also. Like
I can dig
maybe
it.
something, yeah, like maybe it's like for whatever reason, the three of us are paired together to investigate would-be thieves or assailants, or maybe, it could be like, hey, somebody has something they want to contribute to the library, to the Lyceum, but they can't make it here on their own. Will you go and escort them? And it's like, yeah, we can do that. And I feel like something along those angles, like probably through the Lyceum, is probably the easiest way to tag us all together.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
dope.
Seems
Uh,
solid to me. I kind of like it because
sounds
also it's
dope.
fitting.
Yeah. All right. Now I think to double down on putting you spot because I'm a menace to society as I've established. I will say I think building the city folklore in in like a collaborative sense is going to be part
Cool.
of this campaign. And to start that, I guess here right now in the trailer, I guess we'll go the same order we originally went in, and we'll just follow that same order.
Okay.
And have everybody give me something from this place, that like a location or like a person or something that is just cool in like in your character's sense, like it could be the pizza place, like pizza, like where did pizza come from, and like how do we have pizza, and like I'm excited about the pizza place, but like something small about the city of folklore that's like this is it for me, like the cool thing is that will start with Patrick.
I need to find like a name generator or something. I was thinking along the lines of like a back alley potion shop.
Nice.
I'm kind of thinking like little hole in the wall kind of potion shop where you might not always get what you intend to buy, but you always get something that is potent. But I need to find like a name generator or something.
The name of the store is just powerful potions that may do what you want them to.
I just love the idea of getting a defective potion.
Yeah, no, that's cool. All right. Well,
Help me out with names here. I don't want to make something that sticks out like a sore thumb in your setting.
We've named the town folklore, and then there's a thing called the Lyceum of Fables. But then there's
I
also
love that word.
a floating city called Kolth. So like I honestly, the names of places are all over the place. So
Is this an airship setting?
no. The city that floats in the air, it actually was like sundered from the mountain and like frozen in time in like perpetual falling.
Oh man.
But we can talk about that another time.
Spoilers. I was just curious because I've got a sailor's background, and I'm like, well, what kind of ship was I sailing around on?
Yeah, I mean, if you want it to be an airship, there is technology in the setting.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine if you don't got airships. I don't want to force anything in here.
I very specific people have airship.
Bird person though is what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
sailor of the sky.
Yeah.
I imagine it's just like a paraglider. It's like that's the ship is just like right Legend of Zelda tarp.
Hey, it fits. I took the trait that lets me not take any fall damage. I can't fly, but I can fall with style.
That's hilarious. You should have a goddamn tarp. That's funny as hell.
It's not like wings or anything. I just get out my tarp.
Yeah.
It's just that's great. It's fun.
They actually gave it to me at the potion shop.
I'm
Okay.
calling dibs on their place being a bar.
Cool.
All right. Well, I guess while you figure out a name for this place, Jojo,
Yeah.
hit me with your best.
So, okay, so I just finished reading The Frugal Wizard's Handbook. And it's like a sci-fi story, but basically it's like the trope is like traveling back to medieval times. But the way they do it is in sci-fi, like if you go back in time, you mess up the future, right? Like that's always a thing of time travel.
Yeah.
Well, the way they do it in this book is like you're going to an alternate dimensions medieval world. That way you don't mess up the concurrent timeline. And it's kind of like a super capitalist, like you buy the rights to be able to jump into that dimension or whatever. But in the book, there are all these chapters on like frequently asked questions. And it's like, can I have talking bananas in my universe? And they're like, no, because we have to have a version of reality that could have existed. Like we're going backwards in time, but it's a shared history between the timelines up to a certain point, and then it becomes an alternate dimension. And at no point in Earth's history have there been talking bananas, so you can't have them. And I think what I want, as I am a talking monkey, I am a Vanara. I want there to be like a magic banana tree in this town, and I want there to be little sentient bananas. I want to talk to the little bananas, and I want to come to grips with the fact that I can't eat them. And maybe I tried. Maybe I tried to eat the little sentient bananas, and they screamed horribly. I don't know, but I think that's
Please.
I think that's the angle.
Please don't hurt me. I'm just
I
a
think
sentient banana.
I think I want a bushel of sentient bananas. Um, maybe there could be a little pavilion, a little orchard. I don't know, but I want there to be talking bananas for no other reason than I am a monkey and I just read this book and now I want to do this.
Yeah. I honestly,
Maybe that's what drew me to folklore to begin with was I was going to steal a bushel of talking bananas.
yeah, no, I definitely think that fits. But also like I think we could expand that to being like just talking fruit in general. Cause what is Pathfinder has like, you know, leshy and like different like
Yeah.
plant people and like that type of stuff. So I think like that would be a cool like way to incorporate them in this town as like they grow here and like they're cool plant people.
Can you have like a little banana sidekick? Just like
Oh my god.
hanging out with you?
If you want to give me the power to constantly have a voice in every scene as a talking banana,
Oh my
I
god.
will accept it.
I don't hate it. If you now hold the fucking phone.
And then I can
because
ring
now I
ring
want
banana phone.
I yeah, maybe I do want this. Hang on. Wait, because now I'm picturing like what was it? I think her name's Navi from Legend of Zelda, like the little fairy.
Hey,
It's like,
listen.
Yes.
hey, look, I want that. I want a banana fairy. I want a little I want a little banana fairy. And it'll almost be funnier if no one else can see it. It'll
Oh
just,
man.
just
It's only sentient to you, but for us, it looks like you're talking to a banana.
It's like
that is
but it's like months old.
Okay, but you also have to like hold it to your ear, like because it talks really low, so the banana phone every time.
I love that. And I literally I don't hate that shit at all. Is because that'll be the DM hotline where I'm like, can I consult my banana phone?
Yes.
I'm envisioning a scenario where right now we think this is amazing, and then like 3 sessions from now, Andrew's figured out how to turn it against us, and we're regretting this decision.
The banana phone is the BBEG.
The reality
Oh,
is that the
like
banana
that.
fairies were erased from history, and like they're trying to find a way to like ruin everything.
Yo, banana lore, let's go. I'm here. Let's do this.
No, but it sounds like fun. In fact, I played a game, and I played in this game, and I was a gnome, and my wife played on and off as a sentient pineapple that talked to my character. So
Oh my
my
god.
wife didn't want to play every time, so she would just jump in as like the sentient pineapple that would talk to me, and only I could see the pineapple, and it was very similar concept. But
So you're saying you have the experience to make this work?
yes, and then like to make it even more like crazy, the DM was like, I'm going to slowly give you like abilities that affect the outside world. So like pineapple juice on the floor, like making people slip and it was so crazy. And repeatedly I would sit and talk to myself as a character, but also talking to a pineapple.
Wow.
It was great. It was
I'm
so
with it. That's my bit. That's my discovery was I don't know how you want to incorporate in what capacity there are sentient banana trees. If there was just one and I took a single bushel, and one of them was like, "Please don't eat me." Any of those, but that is my things.
Yeah. All right. Sentient bananas. We can do this. All right, Steph.
Okay. I wanted a bar. I'll workshop the name, but this is a place that is a little run down. It's a little like a tourist would never go there, a little divey, but it's run actually by a retired like wizard who has traveled all over, fought all over, seen everything there is to see, and was just like, "No, I just want to open up a little shop and just be a normal dude." But through befriending him, he's become like a guy I go to for advice of like what's the read on the town? What are you hearing? What are you seeing? Hey, I have a problem with this. Like, what do you know about X, Y, and Z? And also has like the best sub sandwiches of all time.
We got to somehow figure out how to get the Subway pun in there without getting
Yeah,
copyright struck.
I was about to say like that cries out for a sandwich pun.
And I'll lead in with a strange promise that Steph will understand, but no one else will get. I promise not to burn this place to the ground. All right, maybe I'll elaborate. So in the last game we played Blades in the Dark, and one of their acquaintances was tavern keep named Rigby, and I completely destroyed his tavern. It just blasted it into the bits, and they had to like crawl out under like burning beams to get out of there. So we won't do that this time. All right. We'll let the retired wizard live, because
He's a
man,
good guy.
yeah, no, he struggled. Like he was a wizard, man.
earned
You know how many
this.
like nonsense questions you get from people? Like, hey, can you resurrect my? Can you make this light work? I heard that you'd have the mending spell. Yeah. That's all the stuff. And then we're gonna do one last round of this because again, it's still a menace to society. It hasn't changed.
That's your job.
We are in this place where folklore and fables and legends are uber important. So again, same order. We're gonna chip off our favorite myth in this world, and it can be whatever you want it to be. But yeah, something that's like your character is like, oh man, I remember that. I love that story. That's like the coolest. Yeah. So Patrick.
Okay, so I took an ability feat called After You, and I'm gonna use it right now to buy time to think. It allows me to go
what the
last in
fuck?
initiative.
What?
We're using
There's some
abilities
Deadpool
in the
shit.
I'm using it.
intro.
I'm using it before the game even begins.
The game is afoot before the game has a foot in the door. All right. Well, I guess JoJo, you're
I
up.
definitely need a second to think about this.
Okay. I want my myth to be I want like Wukong's Goku's monkey stick. I want there to be a stick so dope that it extends like 130 feet for no reason. Like I want one of those. Like if I hold on to this stick and say power pole extend and I can fly into the air, that's what I want. I want a power pole stick that defies reason and all expectations. And if I point front towards enemy and it's a straight 120-foot line, D6. That sounds awesome.
Okay. When I was little, I heard a story about these sentient rocks somewhere that they look like any old rock, but if you find the right rock and you ask it a question, you just start a conversation, you just try and talk to a rock. One of these rocks is gonna talk back, and it and its friends can work together and like build you a mansion out of rocks. And like that is the reward for finding the one sentient rock. So like everywhere I travel, anytime I see a rock and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Trying to
Hey,
find
buddy,
these mythical sentient rocks.
build me a castle.
this is actually super duper crazy, but so how I've been building dwarfs in this setting is based on the like crystals and rocks that grow in the like mountain that they're in, and using like real world rocks and crystals to figure out. And anyway, some of them can some of the dwarfs can crystal sing,
Ooh.
which essentially brings sentience to crystals. So like it's already an established thing in the setting that rocks can talk. So I think it's cool to have that as like a thing that you've heard of, because it could very well be the myth that is like the dwarven myth, because like nobody like messes with the crystal singing dwarves because they just live in the mountain. And so like as an outsider to that culture, like you can have that like I heard about this from someone, and like talk to all the rocks.
Yeah.
And obviously there will be a sentient rock somewhere. Which rock? I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
One day the rock will talk back.
All right, we got
Okay. So I don't know anything about the lore of Tengus, but I was thinking, based around my airship eagerness, that there are myths that Tengu used to rule the skies, but they don't seem to have any rules about them flying. So I guess it'll be in the form of airships.
Oh, that's really cool.
You said only specific people have airships now. Like maybe long ago it was the Tengu,
Oh, okay.
but rule the skies they do no longer.
Okay, all right.
Oh, mysterious.
That's-
Mysterious.
That's really cool. Has a lot of space for doing stuff. All right. Well, I'm gonna give you my favorite myth in this world, just for funs,
Alright.
just for funsies. We've already talked about the perpetual time lock city. There is there was a in that city, Doris and Goliath live together, right?
Ooh.
And the leader of like the Goliath people discovered like a portal to like an opposite world or whatever, and discovered like a robot person, and that robot person was like hiding outside of time or whatever, and is like, well, you found me, so now I gotta destroy all of you. And instead of getting destroyed, he beat the robot in a game, and but he cheated, according to the myth, and that's what has our sundered city trapped in perpetual time loop. But that's the myth. So what actually happened, we'll have to find out.
I'm kind of envisioning it as like the fantasy analog of what was that robot's name? Blue Dreaming or whatever, the chess robot?
Oh yeah, that is true. I envision the character very much like Ultron. But like Ultron when he has all the Infinity Stones. Yeah.
I'm sure this is something we'll find out, but like, so the city is time locked. Are things within it time locked, or is it specifically just the city?
The people there are also stuck. But when
Are
you
they
go,
effectively immortal?
yeah, essentially because they're frozen in time.
Oh, okay.
But they're not moving either. Like nothing.
Yeah.
So
It
like,
took
they're
took
not,
me a second.
They're not living their lives, forever.
Yeah.
But people that go there don't get frozen, right? So like
Okay.
you can go there and encounter the frozen people, but you don't get frozen. It's like that period of time stopped then. But like
It's not contagious.
yeah. Yeah. All right. What else is there to do? I guess we can talk about the Lyceum. Talk about the Lyceum. What let's see. You all probably answer to a specific person. And yeah, I'll just elaborate on that person. So the person that sort of gives you your like what you need to do, they are the acorn maestro, and they're a squirrel. They're a little squirrel,
Yes.
a talking squirrel. And yeah, and oftentimes they tell you like this story, and they're like, once I was a dragon, but like I did some like not so fun things, and they turned me into a squirrel. And you're not sure if you believe them.
Wait, stop. Hold on, wait. They're a polymorph squirrel. They weren't always a squirrel.
That's what they say, and the squirrels you've encountered in the world don't talk. So there is some reason to believe them, but you don't know for sure. But that's what they tell you. They're like, I was a dragon before. They turned me into a squirrel because I did some like bad stuff. And they refer
That's
to them
outrageous. I love it.
and they refer to themselves as the Acorn Maestro. And as you're out in your travels, if you encounter acorns and you bring them back, you can get some bonus stuff, some cool things. So that is a thing to take the pause and look at the surroundings maybe. The Acorn Maestro, they're cool. He speaks in a very terrible German accent that I won't do for this first little introductory episode. But if you're listening and you have heard the Adventure Zone, there is a character named Magic Brian, and that's pretty much the accent. And then the other person that you frequently encounter is the guy who sort of lends out magic items and stuff for you to go on these missions and do things. And essentially, they're all like items with like random history, and you use them to do your job. They are a cactus bear. If you can,
What is that?
if you can imagine a bear, but they're like a cactus.
Well, you see.
So they're
That's worse.
It's like
that's worse.
It's like a cactus. It's like a cactus, but that's a sentient bear. And this particular cactus bear has a flower growing out of the top of one of his hands, and periodically he has a prickly pear type thing, he like puts in this little thing, and they become more cactus bears. That guy, I forget what his name is because I have it written down somewhere, but when we start the game, you'll for sure have his name. He lends out magic items. He's a cactus bear.
Professor Cactus.
And
Stop.
and
Shut the hell up.
he's entirely a play on the idea of cactus bear, if you didn't know. So those are some folks around the town of Folklore, I think that's cool.
I get the sense this town is going to be crazy.
Yeah, well, I like as like the base concept is like the epicenter for like story and myth, and so I'm like the most random things would be right.
Gotcha.
Because it's like being there is part of like that telling the story wide and far or whatever. So I think you're gonna get the most weird stuff in folklore, and then like you'll get actual like cultures, societies outside in the places you visit, because they'll be more like this is a place where these people live, whereas folklore is like just this big like everybody's here is strange.
It's a metropolitan hub for story.
Yeah, and I think paper is not hard to find. I guess frame of reference wise, it's sort of like similar to Candlekeep, if you know what Candlekeep is. Anybody know what Candlekeep?
Yeah, I haven't actually played any of the adventures out of there, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a big library. The only difference between this and Candlekeep is like cloistered and shut off, and like, you can only go there if you're bringing something to add.
Special.
Yeah, well, no, you have to like bring a story to add to Candlekeep to gain access.
Oh, okay.
And then only people who bring stories get to go into. So it's kind of like it's like folklore, but if you had restrictions, whereas folklore doesn't. Folklore is like everybody come tell all your stories. We want to hear everything. Speaking of which, I did not say anywhere in this recording that the Lyceum is a place of like magical permanence in terms of story. So if the story an artifact of the story or a written version of the story is placed within the Lyceum, it is a like permanent thing, and written versions of that legend or myth are added to all the shrines to the god that runs it. I'm really tempted to call them the god of fable. Does that seem cool?
Okay.
Does that seem all right?
You can do whatever the fuck you want, buddy.
Yeah.
You can call him God of whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I think the God of Fables is the person that runs
Hell yeah.
the Lyceum, and they they whenever you add a legend or myth to the library in the Lyceum, it's added to all the shrines to the God of Fables across the entire setting. So everyone everywhere has access to it, and I think that's the importance of like this place and like the value of like helping people get their stories there and helping people do. And I think that's also a cool like fun narrative thing that we can play with is like helping people get their story told, right? And then it's innately from their perspective because we're assisting them to bring their story. Yeah, I think that's fun. And then obviously we can prevent some people from trying to ruin stories or erase stories or like do certain things. Yeah, so just for the recording, that's what the players are doing is campaign.
Like the idea that every story we bring back has a little addendum on the bottom that just says, "And there was a talking banana."
The talking banana addendum. Yeah, no, that sounds. You could just incorporate a talking banana into every myth. He was outside talking to his talking
Real.
banana.
That's how it becomes real.
Yeah. I guess to do a brief rundown of location wise, I think the city of Folklore is on the edge of like some cliffs and like near water, right? I think that's the place. Mostly because I like the imagery of if in like Greek myths where they have the oracle, right? You go find the oracle. They're always in that like edge of the water town, and like their temple hangs above the cliff, and that type of thing. I think that imagery is cool for what like we're doing. Yeah. That's really all we got for today. This has been That's Dicey. I'm Andrew.
I'm Steph.
And Jojo.
Patrick.
All right. Until next time.